Hey everybody, Jeff Holkemp here. I'm gonna get everything set up in just a minute. We do need to talk. Um, Hang on, I'm gonna have to do it on my phone. Donavan is going crazy on his channel. Just one moment here. I'm gonna Extreme Abyss, Chris, if you're up. Steve Billings. Donavan is like putting ketchup on his face. He's dancing around with buckets on his head. I'm gonna put this. Donovan is going crazy. You might want to let Tina know if you guys are watching this on live stream. Or Donovan is leaving total messes. So, Chris, if you might want to let Tina know about it because he's going crazy. I'm gonna. Too bad I can't screenshot it. But he was doing some things that so please help us if you can. Chris, he's putting ketchup on his head. He was dancing in a restaurant. He put a bucket on top of his head. Called it Bucket Day. I'll post it on. Yeah, this is crazy. And he left a mess. Hang on, let me see if I can put Donovan's channel up. Hang on. Unmute. Donovan is just crazy. Just 1 second here. Hey, trolls, don't mess with me. Because of all the trolls. Donovan, there's a way to stop this. And you know, I know, Chris, that's why I wanted you to come. I wanted you to know about this so you can let Tina know so his mother is aware of it. That's unacceptable behavior. Dancing with a bucket in a restaurant, putting ketchup on the top of your head. Does he know that the police could be called and they could have him arrested for disorderly conduct? And that could be bye-bye to his job. And Betty says, oh no, he can't lose. Well, he can't lose his job there. But, because it's not the restaurant that he's at. But, I know where I worked at, if you had a criminal record, you had to report it. I mean, they would have reported you. And if my boss would have found out about it, well, it would have been bad. What's gonna? Because I heard Betty say that. Excuse me, Donovan. Just Donovan clean up the mess, and he should, rightfully so. I hope Stewart had a tape that, because if he did, There's going to be a lot of people pissed off. And I'm sure Tina D will see that whole entire thing and will be pissed off. And I told him that Tina has bronchitis. And don't start with her. Now, if Mark goes live today, I don't know. He's talking about taking a break. I'm going to let Mark know. And Mark won't be afraid to call Tina about Donavan. No, put ketchup on top of your head and leave a fucking mess. He had a lot of people watching him in his stream. Well, that's because you know why? A lot of people were watching him be an idiot, you know? And he knew exactly what was going on. So he delayed the stream. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah. And if I was Donovan's mother, I would have grounded him for that. And I don't care how old he is. I know he's autistic, but he has to learn a lesson. His new job could find out about this and say, do I want him to do I want him to be working here and doing shit like that? No, I can guarantee when I used to work at a fast food, there was times I did stuff that I needed to do. And sometimes I remember a couple times my managers would say, Jeff, please just, sit down, take a break or something like that. Because they knew I worked hard. And I remember I would sit down and take a break. and I'd be on edge because I wanted to work but the one thing about it is that that's what I was told. So you got to be respectful. Hi, Bray. Donavan was acting up again today. Donavan was pouring ketchup on his head and walking around with a bucket saying it's National Buckethead Day. Chris texted Tina, so she's aware of it. Yeah, well, I don't know if he was at work or not, to be honest with you, Chris. Which I think that's wrong. And if he's there at work while he's on a break or something during it, yes, that's dangerous. Because that's doxing where you're working at. I would never do that. I would never dox where I was working at. When I'm on a break, what I would do, I didn't have the capabilities to go live, but I would go into the chats and just say hi to everybody. That is disgusting what he was. Yeah. And you know what? If he's at work doing that could be a termination. Even though he's online, but that's why I asked all the trolls. How old are you guys? And you know what? A lot of these trolls are probably Dave 25. Why would you have Dave 25 come to your place? Seriously. Donovan doesn't know. Some of these trolls are going to find out where he works at, and they're going to be calling his restaurant where he's working at. That's how these guys work. I just gotta check my time. That's just sick. And I know a lot of, if he's on break, excuse me. They watch with the cameras. Watch who you're talking to. That's the way mine used to be. They watch the parking lot. That's the way mine used to be. And I know that because there was incidences where we needed to have the cameras on in the parking lot. Now I give my boss credit on that one. She turned them on. I'm glad she did because there was. So that's, I don't mean to be yelling, but I had no other choice to go live on this. And Donavan knows he fucked up. So I am going to go get me another cup of coffee, folks. The fucking trolls are insane. I'll see you guys later. I'll talk to you guys later. I got a lot of stuff that's going on today. Have a good day. Bye, guy. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks. And thank you, Chris, for doing that. You have a good day. Bye-bye.